Hello, you gorgeous bunch of malcontents. Right, so, exciting times. Firstly, we're on the top of the bridge in Finch Farm, because on a whimsical mood, I decided I wanted to actually make a giant elevator, basically leading up to Finch Farm, also because it seemed fun. Big thing, I finally have my computer. I am currently, the footage you're seeing right now will have been rendered on my new PC, and also I will have recorded it on my Elgato HD60, which I wasn't able to use before because my PC was too shit. The quality, it should be 1080p and 60 FPS, though apologies in advance if it's not. I'm still getting used to, well, everything. It's quite exciting. For those of you who are curious, the only thing I don't have is my new GPU and an SSD drive. And I will need to get a new power supply, but basically I've got an i5 600K, and what else we got? Oh yeah, and 16 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM, and then also, what else have I got? A Z170 Pro motherboard, which is really cool, except I did have a bit of a fuck up with the RAM in the fact that I bought DDR3 thinking it'd be fine, and I can only use DDR4 on my Z170, so special shout out to the guys in Maplin's Liverpool Street. Cheers, lads, for allowing me to return my DDR3 RAM without a receipt, because I lost it. It's cool, they were able to find out when I'd actually bought the damn thing. It was only a few weeks ago, which is grand, and I did actually buy some stuff at the same day as well. But notice this means huge amounts. To us, mostly it's about just me being a little bit less stressed. Because, to give you an idea, this video right now is going to be, it's a bit longer than normal actually, because I'm still getting used to my Elgato. But basically, normally for like a 15-20 minute video, you're looking at a 2-hour render time. So let's say a 20-minute video, it's going to look about 2 hours, and that's just at 720p, 30 FPS, and basically means if I fuck something up, I can't really redo it. This is for 720. If I want to do in 720, so effectively standard definition, on this PC it actually now records in real time, or a little bit quicker than real time, which is awesome. And that's even without my SSD drive. When I get my SSD drive, it'll be even faster. Now, I'm deliberately wanting to use the Elgato and record in 60 FPS. Now, render times for that, for me, are double the actual native length of the video, which is completely awesome for me. It means that most of my videos will be under 20 minutes, so your average render time for me is looking about 30 to 40 minutes, and that's at 60 FPS, 1080p, so it just means the quality of the videos is going to be so much higher. It's so great. It just gives me a little bit more flexibility in terms of just the editing and just the overall quality of the video, so I'm really, 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 really excited and happy. I'm getting my new GPU next weekend, hopefully, which will be a probably just GTX 970, and I'll be trying to get my SSD drive, and I'll have to get a new power supply as well. But that'll be next week, so then we can actually start having games, because I'm really wanting to, play Overwatch on PC, because just to me that just seems more of a PC game, and also there are quite a lot of funky stuff coming out. But anyway, elevators. This thing was good fun. The reason why I didn't go back to Oberland just yet, or also the Vault, is because I wanted my new PC to be christened with something a bit more silly and fun. So I just built a giant elevator instead of something a bit more mundane, decorating Oberland or, finishing something off. But those, I have actually been working on those. I just wanted to do this first, because I'd been taunting me. It's not as pretty as I'd hoped. I'm basically getting the lower level. It looks pretty cool, but because obviously, and I've mentioned this before in older videos, but when the bigger things get, the harder it is to ultimately actually make them. I had huge amounts of struggle scrapping these sticks, by the way. I decided to not edit that out, because I want you to see my suffering. But basically, to actually, bigger stuff tends to look a little bit wank. Now, I don't, I added quite a bit of texture to the bottom, which I'm quite liking. When I go back to Finch Farm and actually decorate it, I will actually add texture to the top. And you will see, to be honest, it'll be mostly just kind of building another set of scaffolding on the outside of the elevator and just kind of glitching things in. So just kind of break up the monotony of the walls. But the bottom, I'm quite pleased. Also, I decided to leave this part in as well, because basically, it wasn't really until building this giant elevator that I really realized that you are literally meant to use the workshop pieces for the elevators that come in the Contraptions DLC. It just never occurred to me that they are literally designed to be the exact right height. And they are. Like, you basically, the elevator is what is warehouse pieces height. I do deliberately leave a few of these bits in. Well, actually the bottom part, because it looks pretty funky. Just as if you know, just as a kind of an FYI, if you're wanting to actually seal up your elevators, you use the warehouse pieces. Don't worry, I do end up, and it's quite a lot of work. This was so fun. Also, while I was doing, I'm actually pleased how this is wired up, because using, and you will see it in a bit, but using the technique of how we provided power to the elevator in the vault was actually how I did this one. Which worked really well. I didn't expect it, because the problem is you still have the issue where you need to get a wire to the actual elevator, and it's just a simple case of just putting down. I'll show you twice or 3 times. Yeah, show you all 3 times. But basically, you end up having to get a warehouse piece, attach a conduit to it, wire up to the conduit, wire up to the conduit to the, like, on the front of the elevator, and then it just works. It's really easy to do, and I do it in like a second. So you're looking all grand. So here's your issue right here. So I have to flip the elevator around, but they snap pretty perfectly, so it's grand. So ping it in like that, and I'm like, Like, do I cover it up yet? No. I'm just wiring them up first, doing my wiring thing. I think it's in a minute. I'm starting to cover it up. This is where I start to realise. It just never occurred to me that, maybe, just maybe, the items that came with the DLC alongside the elevators might be deliberately meant. I wasn't paying attention, alright. I'm a special little creature. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I figured it out eventually. It's only been, what, month or 2? Month and a half? 6 weeks? Was it July that came out? Yeah, it's alright. No way. No, that was June. Shut your faces, yeah? No one will believe you. But it's alright. It looks good. And I think I just never bothered me. I always kept my elevators quite open. So it never occurred to me that these were the same height. But it was a learning experience for us all. I have so much fuck up with this. Like, because it's effectively... So if it's got 2, 3... It would be... I believe this is 6 floors high. 6 elevator floors high. I could have made it, I think, probably a lot simpler than I have. I could have just snapped the elevators together. So you get up one elevator and then you just walk straight onto the other. But I wanted to kind of... I wanted you to actually walk between each of them just because it looks... God, it looks fucking ridiculous right now. It's fine. Don't worry. It looks totally awesome. Don't you worry. But yeah, no, it was good fun to make this. Also, just as an added thing, I'm terrified of heights. Like, absolutely just screeching. I'm one of those people who gets... So basically, I'm one of those people that when I get onto a high building, I've got this uncontrollable urge to jump. I'm not like suicide or anything like that, don't worry. But it's apparently it's a common thing where basically, it was one of the reasons why a lot of people are terrified of heights. It's not that you're afraid of falling, it's you're afraid of jumping. I just kind of can't control myself. I've never obviously done it. I haven't jumped off a tall building yet. It's on the to-do list. But I still get that feeling when I'm playing games. I'm like peeking over the... I think I do actually... That's one of the reasons why I love the power armor in Fallout 4, by the way. Because I can satisfy that itch. It scares me. Oh, I fucking hate heights. I get like vertigo. Like, I actually seriously get dizzy jumping off. Watch, here we go. Here's the wiry thing. Do I do it in a sec? No, Dave, you're just going to be a prick. I tried to be as random as possible, by the way, in terms of how I've added supports. But eventually got to the point where it got really, really high that I knew I'd end up, like, tripling the length of the video just by dint of me trying to add supports. And I basically end up using scaffolding and a lot of the outside walls for the top half. So you see that building you've got there, yeah? Above that gets a bit boring. I try to mix it up, but just give me a bit, yeah. We'll make it look beautiful. See, look, this part here, it's very cool. And I put a little... This is also the most pointless little building at this bit. Oh, this is going to be where the guy who actually controls the elevator lives, by the way. But it's actually also pointless and doesn't actually add anything to the function of said elevator. It does look cool, though. Looks all cool, and we're going to glitch some fences in. It's going to be very exciting. But yeah, no. Terrified of heights. A bit annoyed at how boring the top of this looks. Yeah. But it's cool. We'll make it look a bit prettier later on. Now, I showed this technique before, but I do like kind of... It's always a good idea, I think, just to kind of re-show these techniques. Also, it allows to highlight the fact that all of the rug glitches are, in fact, still working. I believe I have to do this twice. Bear with me, by the way, with this Elgato. Because the thing is, I'm still umming and ahhing on how... Because basically how I did this, by the way, is I just hit play. And just... The whole thing is just a one big take in my Elgato. But what I'm thinking of doing is actually still using the kind of stop and start record function of my PlayStation, except using the Elgato. The reason being is basically that way, one, I then don't have to go through my videos post and actually, you know, chop them up. But also, you probably notice already, you're going to notice, especially when I get further on, when I start being a bit more liberal with the bits I cut out. Because it was like an hour and a bit worth of footage, and yeah, I didn't want it to be... I wanted it to be under half an hour. But basically, I've not recorded bits with the idea that I'm showing you something, if you know what I mean. It's like, you've just kind of seen me just cut into when I'm building. Because a lot of it is repetition in this, you know. You kind of get the whole method of what I'm doing as I'm building it up. So it's fine. But so bear with me with the Elgato base. I'm trying to think of the best way of doing it. The good thing is, right, and you're going to be very, very excited about this, everyone, is now I have my new PC, and I have my Elgato. One, it means I can now make videos a lot faster, as I said, but also, when Nuka World comes out, I'm going to be recording every single minute of gameplay. Oh, shit! Which means that we get, for those few of you, you know, that literally dozen of you that enjoyed my Automatron, you're going to get quite a lot of Nuka World gameplay, so... Yeah, I guess that'll be fun. I do need to make sure I have a new hard drive for that because, I mean, shit, this was 10 gigabytes worth of footage. Just for an hour and 8 minutes, I think this was, before I chopped it down to about 40 and then sped it up a little bit. It was, yeah, so it's gonna be a little bit of a while. Seriously, you guys have no idea how excited I'm over a new PC. I kept telling everyone how old it is. I think I got my PC in the first year I moved to London. I think. I did replace the graphics card midway through uni with like some, I don't know, it was something BFG tech. I don't know. Some of you must have known what that is, BFG tech, and when you installed it, it was weird, cool little fucking cutscene. So I think my PC is, I was told when it's 7 years old. I think it's about, it was, because now the only thing that's still there of my old PC is literally the hard drive and the CD-ROM drive, I think. Even the power supply is actually a new one, and so is the GPU. It's something I bought last year as a cheap 40-count one. But, like, I think I've been nearly using a decade-old computer. Like, seriously, there are 140 videos on this channel, right? And I've rendered all of those on a decade-old computer. Let that just sink in. Also, how cool does this look? This is the exciting part. The rest gets fun, but it's not as pretty, which is why this part makes up half the video, because the top part is a bit boring. But you have no idea how actually ecstatic I am. Like, when I tried to actually record footage with my Elgato and edit it, it looked like utter arse. Like, my computer would stutter so... Like, I've always been playing kind of indie games, so like Don't Starve, you know, The Long Dark, and I've been able to play those games fine. Couldn't record them. And when I actually tried to edit, like when I got my Elgato thinking, oh, I'll like make life a lot easier, I physically couldn't edit the footage in Sony Movie Studio because it would stutter on my computer's, that was just absolute shit. It's horrible. So I'm so happy, and I'm also even more happy at the fact that I get to get my SSD and GPU next week, which means it'll be like getting a new computer again, because I know for a fact that having an SSD and installing my capture software and my video editing software on the SSD, this is how you do the element, by the way, really simple, very simple, I'll do it again, don't worry, is going to be even faster, so we might even be able to get this so it's closer to real-time rendering on 1080p footage, so I am really excited, because when I open my task manager and my various system monitor, the only thing that's even above 50% is actually my hard disk is still kind of chugging away, because that's quite old, but it's only for a week, it's fine, though it does mean I have to reformat it again. But yes, see, this is the basic kind of slightly boring part now. It's just covering it up, which is why I'm quite liberal with the way I've chopped this up. You've got 10 minutes of me doing this, and don't worry, we do have a slowed down tour at the end as well. Yeah, you can see. So bear me, the next video should be a lot more targeted, similar, because basically when you're using PS4, basically you can go record. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, here goes. I'm showing something. Stop recording, and it's just easier. Whereas this, I just kind of did it in one giant take, which is why it's so terribly chopped up. But sorry about that. I was a bit carried away. So here again, showing you guys how to power up. You put your conduit on. You attach your conduit to your elevator. Conduit to power, or in this case, the pylon. Leave the pylon, very important, leave the pylon. And you snap it on, not like that, not like that. Yeah, like that, voila. And it's still powering the elevator, but it means that you can actually block off one of the walls, so it's all very, very exciting shit. I had so much fun making this. Also, fucking Jake, not fucking Jake, but fucking Jake, that little prick, that asshole that you rescue from the ironworks nearby, kept walking in the way of everything. Like, that little fucker does no work whatsoever. Also, I'm pretty sure this guy's wife has been captured, who he referred to as his friend. Or is that her over there? I'm not too sure. Someone's been captured. Oh, it might be the provisioner, actually. But yeah, fucking Jake would not get the fuck out of the way. But you are, just record, you are going to have a little bit of struggle with this part here, just attaching all of the sides. You may notice as well that I've got half the pylon, half the railings on there. The reason being is I initially actually added all of the railings on, but then realised I couldn't put the walls on post. So you need to actually cover up the sides, the elevators first, then any, not railings, any scaffolding you want to add on has to be added on afterwards, or you won't snap the walls on. As you can see now, there's a lot of repetition with the texture of the walls, but I am going to add a lot more detail. And here's me just kind of chopping in so you can see what I've done. It was just so much repetition, it was unbelievable. In terms of adding the detail on, what I'm thinking of doing is, when I come back to Finch Farm, what I might do is kind of turn this into a little hive structure, which is why I'm not too bothered about the blankness at the side. So what we could potentially do, you know how I was always going to do the favelas. You know, I was going to do the urban planning video, the sanctuary that I just never want to touch anymore. By the way, I'm never doing that sanctuary, that massive one, just because it's an FPS fucking nightmare. You get about 6 walking through it. It doesn't look very good. But I'm tempted to have it so we have a couple of kind of little shacks built into the side of this elevator. It'll be a good way to actually break it up a little bit, but at the same time, make it look rather cool. But I'm not too sure. We'll ponder this one. This is more of a whimsical video, as you probably gathered already, where I just kind of fuck around, but it was fun. I want to do something big. It's not very pretty. The bottom's pretty. It was more just logistically figuring out how the best way to work. Because I know loads of people have done. Some people have sent me some amazing builds for this. There's a Finch Farm, and for those who don't know, probably difficult to have, Finch Farm has that giant bridge, and you can build on it. Same with Grey Garden as well. Oh, by the way, this is where I start getting a bit dizzy. But Grey Garden as well. In the fact is you have those bridges, and I think that's kind of the area you build on, which adds the character. There is the issue that people aren't going to be able to use these elevators, so I'm curious how it's going to work for settlers. I just don't care, really. If no one's up there, no one's up there. I'm sure they'll be fine. But I imagine I'll get a couple of them falling to their deaths. It'll be fine. I don't know. Maybe it'll be a Minuteman. I'll if I can just basically make sure that I'm going to try and make it. The idea is that up here is going to be a separate outpost, like kind of Minuteman outpost on the top of the bridge, because it's got amazing view. I don't know. I was about to say I don't know why the Finches don't live up there now. It's because they haven't built a bridge, but they could have built a fucking elevator. Yeah, there were gunners nearby. You could have nabbed one. So my hope is, as long as I assign them to the beds and put some stuff there to do for work, they should be fine. Though I am conscious they might reset their position, but they'll, as long as no one falls down and dies, I'm all right with it. Also, because I couldn't be asked to do a giant wiring up for now, at least. We've just got an air generator up there because I can't really be asked. I was actually thinking of just having a load of conduits going up the side, and I probably will. Just not now, because fuck off, basically. Just bugger off. This one was a little bit more complex, because I had to kind of figure out. So, basically, the side closest to the bridge is where we've actually got the conduit. That's the best place to put it. So I'm just going to have this going up here like this. Must be quick saving. Was meant to edit that out. Awkward. Fuck you, Elgato. You're amazing, but god damn it, you're so complex to dig through an hour's worth of footage. It's alright. I figured if any of you have gotten to this point, you're actually one of my fans, as opposed to some arsehole who wanted to learn about elevators. So it's alright. You like my little foibles. It's fine. It's those cute mistakes that make me more attractive to you, surely. Anyway, so you can see, it's looking pretty good so far. This top part was actually an absolute nightmare. Just because you probably noticed a bit already. You might see a little bit there, where things just don't snap as well as you like. They snap off at the side, and it was having a bit of a special moment getting them to actually snap on properly. Don't worry, I do edit out most of my frustrations, but it was a bit of a nightmare. But as you can see, like, we're pretty much nearly in the last kind of couple of minutes now. It's just a case of just kind of tediously adding these bits on. It's all pretty good. A special moment there. So how I do this is actually pretty straightforward. I was actually going to have it so it went round the back, but then I realised because it's only one floor up, I can literally just have a very skinny scaffolding and actually have it going round. So that way I don't have to have scaffolding going down the side of the building, and it looks pretty grand. Yeah, look at that. And because of the fact that this actually kind of connects onto the bridge, I didn't feel the need to have any extra support, so I do add a little bit. This is me jumping with joy. I'm pretty pleased. And also, pro advice, even though I don't fall off, just put your fucking railings on. Even if you're intending to take them off, put them on, because you are going to fall to your death. I mean, I won't. I seriously didn't. I fell down a lot at the bottom, but I didn't fall off at the top, but one of you is going to. See, sometimes like this, they'll snap in really well, and then sometimes they'll just, like, the fucking lower floors are ridiculous. Also, I put this part on here because I really like it, and I know a lot of people hate it, and so that makes me want to use it again. It looks like a top hat. A top hat for warehouses or barns. Oh, it goes without saying, you know, barn pieces do, obviously, you can build this out of barn pieces if you want. I just, you know, prefer the warehouse pieces because I'm awesome. Barn warehouses. I like my corrugated steel. Badass. This is where I basically have a bit of a nightmare here, doing these barts. Just that really seamless edit there. Oh god, it was such a pain in the arse. I have to figure out how to record with an Elgato without... Yeah, I think I'll probably just do a stop and start thing. So I'll plan what I'm doing. I'll have to have a second monitor plugged in, won't I? Ugh. God, effort. It's fine. It's alright, I guess. It's fine. However, ignoring my trials and tribulations with using an Elgato and recording an hour's worth of bloody footage, not only am I very pleased with how this elevator turns out, but you guys should be pleased about how shiny, high quality the video footage is, yeah? I'm excited. Are you excited? Better fucking be excited. Spend fucking hundreds. Oh, it's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good. And also, I love this place. Look at it. I'm trying to kind of force myself to build up the places that have people in them already. Oh, God. I did leave this part in. You have a little bit of a nightmare with this bit here. It just wasn't... It's kind of temperamental how... Like, you see, it's like sometimes snapping in, it's sometimes not. It's a bit... And I kind of... What I eventually do is I snap one on... Let's see a second. Oh, yeah, I forgot to put that... Oh, I'm an idiot. That's what I was doing. Now I watch it back. That was the problem. Ah, oh, what a dumbass, David. And look at it. It isn't even clicked. I've literally not clicked. I've literally taken the railing off that was stopping that from snapping, and it's not clicked to me while I'm doing this. Oh, well, why is it not snapping? Oh, I don't understand. Oh, look, it snapped. Yay. Fuck's sake. Right, guys. Well, that is pretty much the last of it. We're going to be in the tour. Wow, the Wii tour-ish. There we go. So there is the finished elevator. It's a bit fuggos, I know, though the bottom floor does look very cool. Our video tomorrow, it'll either be the vault or Obland. I might try and squeeze out the vault just because I know a lot of you just want me to finish that. I just really hate decorating. I can't be arsed. And then we'll do Obland afterwards when we get back to other videos. As always, follow me on Twitter at norespawns if you want to see what I'm up to. Updates on my builds, both in-game and my computer builds. Going to be buying bits, and it's always fun to see my giddy excitement on Twitter as I squeal with joy. Anywho, I love you all. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take care.